Hello, everyone. And today I wanted to talk about kind of an aspect of the um, of the human psyche, and the way I want to call it is almost like the uh, the doctor in you, the voice that wants to preserve itself. It clings on to the body, and so it's always trying to evaluate um, any circumstance um, because it feels under threat that whatever symptom that may be have that you may be having could be something severe and bring about an end to your life. This causes a lot of anxiety and can cause the very diseases that or illnesses or um, that that are feared. Um, um, like a good example is if to have a certain amount of pain in a certain part of the body, and then immediately trying to say, well, it must be from this, or uh, traveling into the past to try to make sense out of that pain. It must be from something that happened that I did when I was younger. You you have back pain. I used to play a lot of football, and now that's why I have all this back pain. You don't know that. You just are saying that and making an excuse to actually, for whatever reason, keep that pain around longer. Because now you can't take back something that's in your past, and now you believe that you're injured to a point that um, there's only an inevitable decline, and so therefore there's no possibility of recovery. So your psyche has already um, come to kind of a dead end road where you have to have this pain now. Now the only way out is to do surgery. So you play that role of a character that's stuck with this pain and stuff, and you have to go through those avenues. It's whatever your psyche tends to be at this moment, and again, without a uh, uh, bringing about the power of your own presence, there's no way that you'll be able to realize that you are playing these roles and that you're not allowing your own uh, uh, power to the power of your own body to heal itself, to come through you, because you're stuck in trying to um, being fearful of whatever pain or symptom that you are having, and therefore not allowing it to go through. You may be going through a certain amount of uh, instability in yourself that's got to resolve itself. And usually, then instability brings up these things in your own psyche, gives you a chance to evaluate them too. If you have enough presence, you can actually see it and go, "Oh, there it is. There's ooh, feel that fear. Oh, it's thinking that this is something bad. Well, that's okay. I'll just accept whatever this feeling is. That doesn't mean I have to accept what the thought is. The thought can be there, but you don't have to believe it. Just let's stick with the feeling, and it's terrible, terrible feeling. It's a yucky feeling. Maybe pain, maybe fear there because of that. Maybe weakness, maybe dizziness, maybe all sorts of symptoms. But the symptoms are short-lived. They're not going to last forever, and will bounce in intensity. And sometimes they'll be very strong. Sometimes very weak. Um, but being accepting of those symptoms as they arise does not allow that psyche of the mind to take over and create this kind of sick mentality. Your body's ability to heal itself is best when you're in a more peaceful or loving state. That's just inevitable. Your body's not going to be able to heal itself very well if it's under stress. So it's almost as if, like ignorance is bliss, if you don't label whatever symptom it is as a particular type of disease or a particular type of injury or a particular type of anything, then you have no way of knowing whether your own body is going to be able to heal it or not. But you're okay with whatever happens. So, you stick with wherever you are at this moment, and you make the best out of of wherever you are at this moment, and then you're in the ideal state of healing. And almost anything that you can think of, as far as illness-wise, you can pretty much almost doubt it, unless you have like a picture and you actually see a fracture there or something like that, and say, okay, that's where your pain's coming from. But many times, um, it's like you're trying to make sense out of things. Like, for example, a lot of times I find with people with a good example of is like neck injuries or something, where people have pain. They have pain in their arm or shoulder or wherever, and we see a bulge in their spine, and we understand that the person is experiencing pain. The problem is we make assumptions that the bulging disc is what's causing that pain. And I can tell you right now, just from doing MRI and doing it long enough, that to me, that evidence is just real shaky. Sometimes, yeah, you can do surgery and the person gets better. And but there's many times where they do it and they don't get better. And so what does that mean? Well, we're probably wrong, And doesn't mean that they didn't have a bulge. They may have had a bulge, but it didn't mean that that was what was causing them the pain. So it just, it's just very, again, it's almost, to me, it is that we are, our Western medicine has almost this grip, this hypnosis on people to believe that, whatever they're saying is factual. But it's, again, very shaky. I mean, the diseases or things that people have, like, let's say MS or something, there's very big extremes that can happen there. You can have one where it's completely debilitating and the person just deteriorates very quickly, and another where it's very mild symptoms, and in some cases they really don't have much problems at all. So it's just, there's a big variance in that. But if you were to ask an expert at that, I mean, it's pretty much, they almost all believe that is going to be a debilitating disease, and all you can do is just kind of taper off the symptoms. That really doesn't give a person who has the disease very much hope that they're ever going to get better. So how is their state of mind ever going to go into a state where they're peaceful and loving and in the most optimum state for healing? It's probably not going to get there. because you've already just kind of said there's no way that you're going to get better. So, but if you weren't labeled something like MS, even if you had it, how do you know you couldn't get better from it? Again, it's ignorance is bliss. You wouldn't know, so you would just be dealing with whatever the symptoms are and making the best out of the symptoms. And in my opinion, um, you would more than likely recover from that state of instability, because again, your body is just constantly rebuilding itself from the state of where you are right now, depending on wherever your mental state is at this moment. So keeping yourself into the state of now, making the most of that, generates this life energy, generates this state of wellness that is abundant in the universe. And life wants to help you. Life wants to explore and life wants to live through you. So it's on your side. So it's just some of these states of the human mind are very toxic to the body, and they do need to be cleansed out. And so you have to allow your awareness to be, or to recognize them and to let them go in order for the body to function at its optimum health, optimum ability. Thank you everyone for watching, and take care.